Hey, Abby. Hey, Shung. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Ree. Hey, Emily. Hey, Baking. Good to see you. Hey, Shawnee. Hey, Anointed. How's everybody doing? Good to see everybody. Get you up here. Howdy, howdy. Hey, Sunshine. How's it going? Good to see you guys. I don't know why it's so dark. You should brighten up, camera. Why when I put you in the thing are you getting all dark? I don't know why. Don't go dark on me. Just stay bright. So I'm in the 2023 CPT book, but you can also look at this on the 2022 CPT book. And what I'm looking at in 2023 is on page 235, but in the 2022 book, it's on page 249. And it's one little thing I wanted to show you guys is some of these guidelines that they have. What, Travis?
I forgot to tell.
You've been in here 6 times, baby. What?
Today? Oh, yeah.
Baby, we'll talk about it later, honey. Go. Well, you'll have to talk to me about it later. You've been home for 3 hours. Sorry. Anyway, in the guidelines in the front of the book, before you start coding some of these codes, they tell you some really important information. And a lot of times we need to move that information over to the codes. There's in the second column, next to the last paragraph, right here where it starts out with radiology. It says that radiology and supervision and interpretation is included with all these codes. This code right here, 33206, it's got a dash in between it, and then it goes all the way to 33249. Well, that's like 45 codes or something right there that include radiology. And if we go to our 33206 right here, it doesn't say anything in the descriptor that it includes radiology. You wouldn't know. It is an atrial. I like to circle all those in red. And then if it's ventricular, I circle it in blue, just so you know what I'm doing with my notes. You can do whatever makes sense to you, but if we're arteries, we're red. If we're veins, we're blue. If I can find my blue. I can't find my blue right now. I must have moved it. I was doing car insurance stuff. I probably used the blue for that, but wherever it is, I would circle. This is sort of blue. It's more green. But I circle my ventriculars blue. And then if it is a combo, I circle it with both. Anyway, you want to go to those codes and put down that it includes radiation, or radiological, because you're going to get some questions in the CPC exam that are going to ask, because they know that these CPT code descriptors are not written with the guidelines in them, and we just need to add that. And there's probably 60 codes here we need to go to. 33, 249, all the way through to these codes. You see they don't have interpretation and report listed, nor do they have whether they have radiology in them or not. So go to each one, add that info into them, And each one of your sections will have something in a guideline that probably needs to be moved to those codes, just like that one. But maybe that'll help some of you guys know where to go to find some of the information. And it's usually some of the last information they give you. This guideline goes on for days, but it's usually the last paragraph that AAPC is questioning you on, or something like this. Hey Jen, you're new to my channel and you love you and your content. Aw, thank you. I'm so happy I've helped a bunch. Plum, that's awesome. Hey, because, hey guys. Thank you, Emily, for being the #1 gifter. That's awesome. I don't pay attention to the comments all the time, so if you do gift, thank you so much. Don't think that I'm not appreciative or don't see it. I'm just always talking and running around in these books, but I do appreciate it, and the money will go towards giving people free notes and stuff. And in fact, I have some contests that I need to do because I haven't done it because my kids haven't been home to dig out of the cookie jar. I'm going to go get Travis back in here. I got to give away 3 more free workshops because somebody bought 5 for you guys, and I've already given away a bunch, but I'm going to only count 2 of them as already given away. And then free tutoring with me. I've got another one of those to give away, and then 2 more people to draw for to win free copies of my notes from whatever section they want. So let me get a kid in. And I had some YouTubers that entered into their 2nd month of being a subscriber. So people like, I'm looking up their names real quick. Stephanie, Crystal, Suzanne, Tay, Karen. There's a bunch of you. Deb, Victoria, Goddess. Y'all got entered in again for your 2nd month. And then I had new subscribers today that got entered in, like Sue and April, Carrie. There's a couple of you guys this week that's subscribed. So y'all got put in the cookie jar too. Also, the TickTock subscribers, y'all get in there too. And if you're on your 2nd month, you get another entry. And I just put them on pieces of paper and have my kids draw them out. So I just wanted to say that. And here's the cookie jar. And there's just pieces of paper that I've got everybody's names written on, you know. Just that kind of stuff, whatever. And if you sent me an email with your email address, y'all got one too. Y'all are entered in there too. So on the emails, you just email me and just put raffle in the header, and I'll enter you in the drawing. Even if you can't, no big deal about not being able to subscribe or something like that. But let me find a kid real quick. Hey, mister. Travis, come here. So you get to draw winners. So first thing, I need 3 tickets for somebody. So look at my beautiful.
3?
Yeah, I need 3 for somebody to win the workshop. If you've already purchased the workshop, then you can get the next one free. So one more name. There you go, Travi. All right, these are going to get the workshops. So put W's on these real quick. Ooh, before I forget. Wait a minute, before you run off, I've got more stuff to give away. These are workshops. All right, Simply by Grace. Ooh, where's she at? Is that going to show up? Simply by Grace. She got a workshop. Barbara Him. Oh my gosh. There we go. Barbara. Workshop. And Stephanie McCrae. She got a workshop. Okay. Free tutoring. Pick out a good name. Everybody wants this one.
Wait, what?
Free tutoring. James, you want to bring out some?
Sure.
Okay. This is Travis. Free tutoring. Who's getting free tutoring? Who is it?
I don't know how you pronounce that.
You don't know how you pronounce that? Is that redhead again? I think she's got a 55 at the end of hers. She won tutoring last time. Somebody with almost the same name, or maybe this is your email address. Did you just win 2 times? Really? She won last time. But it was a different kid that drew it out. That's crazy. Tutoring.
How many?
I need 2 people drawn out. This is Jay Bird. Come here, James. 2 people drawn out for the free notes. Free notes. You got 1. Who's that? Desiree?
Yeah.
So he brought out Richards. Desiree Richards for notes. I'm gonna put notes on there. You got 1 more?
Okay.
Get you 1 more? All it is PBB is what I have. I wonder what that was. I do have, this is going to be for notes. I don't know if that was an email address or a TickTock name or what that was. I can't remember. Oh my gosh. I do have them color coded so that TickTock subscribers get 1 color, like 1 purple or blue or green. I can't remember what my color scheme is off the top of my head right now. But anyway, my goodness. All right, my little loves or demons, whatever I want to call y'all today, y'all can go and shut the door. They're giving the kitty cat some love. All right. Notes for Richards. Tutoring. Is that the red? I mean, swear to Bob, I think she won tutoring last time. Notes. Yeah, we got workshops and 3 for workshops. Those 3 for the workshops. Goodness. Thanks, Anointed, for all the stuff. You want me to stop my live to confirm tutoring tomorrow. Let me see. Who have I got? I got several people tomorrow. Let's see. I got Melinda at noon and Jen. Hold on. No, that was the wrong date. The November
I'm trying to have a
5th.
pressure right here. Can we have these now? Because there's 4 of us.
No. No.
There's 4 of us now, though.
I know that, James. You're not going to bug me in the middle of the live, love. Go. Go. Sorry, I got 10 a.m. for Jack, and then 12:30 my time, Maria. So right now it is 6:48 my time zone. So I have you down for 12:30 my time, and then I have Deshay Jack at 10 a.m. So I've got y'all 2 hours apart tomorrow. And then Liza and workshop this Sunday. This Sunday. Oh my goodness. We're going to have so much fun. I'm going to do 2 hours of E&M that will be for the 2022 to 2023. It would not matter whether the question was 2022 or 2023 for the first 2 hours. The last hour, we'll talk about the 2023 codes and some of those practice questions that are going to be geared towards just the 2023 year. Since we've only got a couple of weeks left of the 2022 exam, it may end up only being 30 minutes. It depends on how many more questions I find, but I'm trying, and I may make up my own, but I'm trying to find some 2023 questions that will be worth it for sure. Hey, Care Bear. I will draw some more. Hey, PJ, some more this Friday. You don't have to be present to win, but... Hey, Jen, I'm new to your channel. I'm week 4 and I'm catching on, but everything seems overwhelming. I bet it does. Closet is her last name. Yes, you can get into the cookie jar. So if you want to get into the cookie jar without having to subscribe to my TikTok channel or subscribe to the YouTube channel, which those are like the paid monthly subscription, you still can. Just email me at medicalcodingbyjen@gmail.com and put raffle in the header, and I'll put your name in there. Absolutely. So overwhelming. I'm trying my best to break it all down so that it is the cheapest and the most straightforward for you than anything else. The first thing you should do if you're deciding to go for a medical code certification is get you a CPT book. Don't worry about the ICD-10 or the HitPix yet, but get this book. It requires the most help and maintenance. And just search around. Make sure you can find a place that'll ship it to you for free, like Amazon. You don't want to pay for shipping. AMA is the only place that makes the CPT book, so you don't have to worry about different versions. It's all the same. But just try to search and find you somebody that'll send you one cheap. I got this one and one, I got 2 of them. I bought one from AAPC as a bundle, and then I got another one off of eBay from a bookstore for $51, and it was a really good deal with free shipping. So you just kind of have to search around to see what you can find. But if you get, even if you get a 2022 one, I can show you how to turn that one into a 2023 book if that's cheaper for you. Some of the 2022s are going on sale, of course, obviously. And if you can even find one at a Goodwill store for $1 or whatever, then great. Or get one gifted to you by somebody that's just finished college or something like that, then that's fine. Thank you for the llama. That is so cute. Then after that, you need to go to my website. Cute. Then after that, you need to go to my website at medicalcodingbyjen.com and just be sure and go to the social media tab and follow the Facebook and the TickTock and the YouTube channel and join my free Discord study group. That's all free. Then you need to go to the members tab, which is free, to the CPT book prep, and start out here. It's going to have you a picture, and you're just going to click on the picture, and it'll tell you what to do and how to fix that issue, and go through the entire book and do it through the entire book. And take your time at it. Do it as you please. I go through all the books. The ICD-10 is here too, but start out with the CPT book because it needs the most maintenance. And the first thing you'll do is just go find anything that's in a parentheses, either in a guideline or in a CPT code descriptor. Not all of them will have something, but that's okay. If it does, just highlight it. That's all. Go through the entire book and highlight that kind of stuff. Then we're going to go find all those red numbers, the ones that are out of sequence, because our book is just in numerical sequence. It's just numbers. We don't need to tab it or anything like that. Don't worry about moving those tabs or buying tabs, because we're only going to be looking for numbers. We're going to do questions in just a minute, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But some of them are out of sequence because they need to move them to other areas. So when they do that, they give you this lovely range of where to look for them, but sometimes it could be just 30 codes to look through. Sometimes it could be 700 pages to look through. You never know what the range will be, or they'll tell you a table to go look for, but then you don't know where the table is. So go through the entire book and just write a page number down where that code number is found at. When you do find them, they will have a little hashtag in front of them. I still underline them in red when I find them so that I know that's a missing one. And let's see, that's a 67. It's not on this page, but it's on one of these other ones over here. But I'll just write the page number down where it's located after I underline it so that I know I found it and it's done. And that tells me that I found that one and I wrote the page number down also. Plus, when I'm looking for an out-of-sequence code, I can still look for the red ones, the red notation. So that's super handy for me. After that, I like to go through the codes and mark the do nots because that's super important. A lot of your questions on your medical certification exam are going to be easily eliminated if you just remember to go down here to the do nots. So they'll have an answer, probably this code, with one of these codes and are asking you which one's the answer. Well, you'll know right away if you remember to look at the do nots. I just think having everything black on here doesn't show up very well, and it doesn't alert my attention. I like it when it alerts me. When it tells me to use a code with another code, it says use. And that is what I mark in green. So red to stop, green is good, just like a stoplight, and we'll mark those. And I do that throughout the entire book. And then at some point, it'll tell you when to, let me look at my respiratory. I think I had some for respiratory. We had some ones that told us when to use a modifier. And I love it when they do that because that is so hard to know when you can use a modifier or not. I like to mark those in blue. Or if it tells us we can use radiology with it, I mark those in blue too, like that. For guidance, I mark those in blue, just in case. Because a lot of codes, like those cardiology I was showing you earlier, that already have radiology included in them, we don't know a lot of times if it has radiology in it. I mark those if we have it in the parentheticals in blue. So I also do the modifiers. A lot of times it'll tell us if we can use a modifier or not. Just not sure if I could find one real quick. Ooh, my anatomy is going nuts. There it is. There's one. When the parenthetical says we can use a modifier 50, I mark those in blue too. And I go through the entire book and do that. And then the next thing I do is if the CPT code descriptors are different, then I pretty much leave those alone. Ligation, fracture, unlisted procedure, those are start out with a new word each time, and I don't really have to worry about those. This is for a fracture, this is for a ligation, totally different procedures. I don't need to worry about marking a word difference down here. But these three right here, control, 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 nasal, 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 hemorrhage, 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 anterior, anterior, posterior. Here's one difference. That word I will move underneath that code, and I'll mark that difference. Now, these two are both anterior, and I will put anterior there, but I will also put this one's anterior simple, anterior complex, and then this one I'll put posterior. That's going to be your one word difference. When and if I have a practice exam question or a real exam question, and this is answer A, B, or C, and then we got D, I'll grab posterior and anterior, and I'll just search my question from the bottom up with those one-word differences instead of reading the question, and that will help me eliminate and get me down to probably the 50-50, and then they'll want me to consider, am I doing something that's complex or simple? So probably. But sometimes it's just a difference in just the posterior. Not every code needs to have a word underneath it as different, but definitely every single one that starts out with the same words. Sinus, splendoid, frontal. Okay, this one is splendoid. This one is frontal. My differences. So that will help out. This one's maxillary, and that's the lavage. So all these sinus ones are based off the 3 different anatomy parts. And so I put those one-word differences down, make a big difference. Let's see, where's my 2022 book? And do I have respiratory? Respiratory is so hard to find because it's a different color yellow than the other yellow that we're already using. Oh, so same page. Yep, I got frontal, splendal, maxoid. You see, your one-word differences hugely help. For sure. Helpful. But that's what I do. And then that way you can answer the questions a whole lot easier. Once you get your book prepped and your anatomy done, which all the steps are on my website for free, just keep joining these lives. Even during this live right now where you might not have your numbers or whatever all prepped or your book is completely blank like mine, you can still follow along and I'll tell you what my one-word differences are underneath the codes as we're working at them. So even if you haven't finished this section or whatever, if I'm doing questions in here, you can still practice getting to the numbers, because I always show the answers first, and a lot of what you need to do is learning how to get to the numbers super fast, faster than I do it. And that's all practice that you'll need while you're prepping the book. So that's helpful. Plus, I'll tell you what the one-word differences are, and then you can add those, and then you'll already have that done by the time you've already getting to those sections. So that's all helpful. It just takes time. I'm going to bring down some anatomy questions. I should have took off Sunday and rested my voice because I can tell now. But I really didn't talk a whole lot. I let them work. I did 3 hours of tutoring yesterday for some people, and I don't know. I guess I talked too much because now I'm all froggy. Sorry about that. Let's start off with some anatomy questions, and then we'll move on to ICD-10, and I think I got cardiology and lab and path and some other things to go on. Thanks, Plum, about emailing. Do I have information on billing injection and trigger point injections? I'm sure I do. Absolutely. Some of those are really cool when you're not doing the bilateral modifier, you're doing ×2. They get kind of crazy depending on their add-on code. So if I didn't get to your question, I'm so sorry. I've got TickTock Mom and Twinkle around to help answer questions. Of course, some of my oldies that have been here for a long time, PJ, MK, lots of people that can help answer questions for me. Let's get on with the anatomy. What do you guys think is the correct answer for this one? Cervical plexus. What do you guys think? I have a couple of A's. Everybody's saying A. I have lots of test takers that do mutter to themselves quite funnily. You know, they're encouraging themselves or disparaging themselves or, no, think what Jen would do. What would Jen do? They're muttering under their breath like Popeye the Sailor used to in the cartoons, and it's okay. Whatever helps, absolutely. This one is A, and I do have the definitions for all of them. So if you wanted to know what was in the brachial or in the lumbar or in the sacral, you could write these out right here. A good spot to put this in is if you're in the 2022 book. We're going to go up to the front of the musculoskeletal section. We've got two pictures of Muscle Man here on page 137 and 138. We've got plenty of white space along the sides of those pictures. My phone. Where you can add that information in. So it's super helpful. Oh, yay. Walmart just delivered some groceries. Thank goodness. Some of y'all took your exam and you haven't gotten your results yet. Yeah, Nicole, it can take up to 10 days. So hang out, relax, take a deep breath. If you remember anything that was on the exam at all, a vocabulary word, a scenario, a CPT code, a HitPix code, a diagnosis genre of any sort, you could email me and send me that info and I can add it to our document about what's been on the exam in the last 45 days. I had somebody email me today. Her exam was on the Saturday, I think, too. And she said this stuff was on there. She had I can't say that online, an attempt with antidepressants. She also had to remove one lobe of the lung. So I added it to our document, which is great. I didn't have any info from October and September. So I had 5 people tell me what was on their exam in November, which is great. Now I've already got a December person. So this is super helpful. You can make a difference in somebody's life by sharing anything that you remember. That would be awesome. You're taking your exam, Debbie, on Saturday, and you will be so glad to have it behind you. I know you will be. On the page, on the 2023 book, it's probably 10 pages behind it because, let's see, in the 2023 book, it would be around or on page 121 and 122. Those two muscle mans. They got all the muscle pictures there. But in 2022, it's 137 and 138. Awesome. Thank you so much for all the gifts. Y'all are just helping out each other when y'all do that. So far, I think I've got like $36 in there for my 2 years of being on TickTock. As soon as I hit 50, we can withdraw that, and that can go towards notes or tutoring for somebody. So that's just helping out everybody else here, guys. You're welcome. All right, next anatomy question. Which of the following is not true about the human fetus? So you're looking for an incorrect answer. Thank you, TickTock Mom. You're so helpful. Cha-cha! Look at those kitty cat paws. They're so cute. Well, do I suggest purchasing any notes, taking an exam in January? I don't feel ready at all. I don't know if I understand all of it. Do I suggest purchasing notes? No, I'd rather you make your own notes. I mean, I do have mine up for sale, just to account for the time taken away from my family to do these notes for you guys, but I show you how to make them yourself. My TikTok subscribers get access to the YouTube videos where everybody can watch it while I do it live for free. Book prep on the weekends, Saturday, Sunday nights, Friday nights. I'll randomly get on YouTube and start showing off how I'm doing the 2023 whatever book prep on whatever section. The replays are available for the subscribers, but I like showing y'all to make up your own notes. And if you make your own notes and you practice your questions and you participate in my lives, I'd love for y'all to try the exam, your first attempt, by yourselves without spending any more money on me, for sure. I mean, I think that's the best route. But if you don't pass and you got so close, but maybe cardiology you bombed at, or integumentary you got bombed at, whatever, then you'll know which sections maybe to purchase if you need notes. That's what I would recommend. I think that's a better option for you guys. I hate for y'all to spend more money. Y'all already got to pay your membership fees to AAPC. You've already got to get your exam cost, your book cost. I hate to charge y'all anything else. My mission here is just to be a person on the internet trying to help you guys. I'm not a business. I'm not a corporation. I'm not making, career money here. I'm trying to give it all back to you guys too. So I'm just trying to help. So before you go buying blindly, I've got it all posted on my website, how to make the notes yourself. Plus you can watch my lives where you see pictures of my pages and pause the screen and, do all that kind of stuff through the YouTube videos. Anyway, you're welcome. You're welcome, guys. You can also apply for a grant at AAPC for getting free retakes of your exam or free books. They have money that they set aside for people in need or whatever. Just fill out the application. It never hurts. They have all that on their AAPC website, and I'm sure I've shared it in our Discord group. So this answer, we've got lots of D's. Lots of D's. Yes, D is the answer for sure. Don't forget, our Discord group is so incredibly helpful. If I can't get to all your questions, please download the Discord app. It's free. It's not going to track you. And then go to my website, join the Discord app by clicking on that page right down there at the very bottom where it says join now. It'll throw you right into my Discord server, which is great. Then you could message me, of course, but you've got access to all these rooms. I've got rooms for practice exam questions, CPT book prep, what to expect on exam day, how to get rid of your apprenticeship A letter after you do get passed. It's right there, which you can submit before you took your exam. I did. I never wanted to have the apprenticeship, so I submitted all my stuff before I took my exam, so that I would have just a straight CPC. My ICD-10 resources, you name it, CRC, CCS people, COC, all kinds of help in all these rooms you can get free help in. And there's also a room with Discord tips. Scroll up to the very first video and watch that so you'll learn how to navigate Discord. It's usually made up for gamers and stuff, but super cool. You can see everything I've ever posted in here, all the pictures, any kind of practice exam questions. They're all in these rooms. This is the midterm room where I've posted midterms in, but it goes on for days. There's even anatomy questions in the anatomy room, just lots of free help. Plus, if you're in a course or doing anything and you have questions, there's somebody in there 24/7 in some time zone somewhere, and somebody can help you. You guys can help each other. And of course, if y'all can't get the answer and it's a super crazy one, somebody will alert me and tell me, hey, Jen, we got this question in here and nobody knows the answer. Tell us how to answer it. So that's super helpful. Thank you, Debbie. You're awesome. That one is not invalid. Please go to the one with my website right there and click Join Now. Make sure you have already downloaded the Discord app, set up your own account, which means you have to click on something to check your email, to have a verified email account. You have to set up your Discord account correctly first. Then come here and click Join Now. And see, all you got to do is click Accept Now. Okay. I don't know how much of a charge it's got on it, but that link should work if you've got your Discord app set up correctly. Some people have had to uninstall their Discord app and then reinstall it, and then it works. But that was like a year ago when we first got onto Discord. It may depend on how much memory you got left on your phone or what version your phone is, how old it is, but I don't know. So did we do this one? No, we did not do this one. Sorry. But there's the answer. This one was for which part of the neck is called superior, and that is above the neck region, obviously. All right, let's get to this one. Which one of the following is a way to make a connection between the gallbladder and the intestines? Yeah, I can't get my TikTok to accept my Instagram link or something. I don't know what's going on with that. And I'm not very tech savvy as far as Instagram goes. And if you ever message me on Instagram, I never can find those messages. All I do is post on Instagram. So message me on TikTok. I figured out where those are. Or on the Discord group. I had somebody calling me at 6:30 this morning on Messenger. I can be found. I am around. Here's the definitions for all of them. D is the answer. It's an abyss. I don't know. People love Instagram. It's just I never did download it and play with it as much as I did TikTok. It's just hard to find. They've got like messages from like people you follow, then messages from people you don't follow, and the messages can all be organized by routine, by all these different folders. There's just a million folders, even just, I don't know. It's like, just send me all the messages in one thing. I don't want to go hunt for them. It's an Insta thing. Yeah. All right. And my brain can only hold so much stuff at one time too, so. Cartilage in the larynx. What is the cartilage that protects the larynx? Thank you for the follows. I hope I can help you out. Thank you for tapping and putting all the hearts out there. And 23 shares. Thank you so much for sharing the live. We can get out to more people. Ooh, we got a lot of different answers. We got A, B's, and D's. That's awesome. Let's see. B is correct. It is your glottis. Good job for everybody that said that. That one was tough. The epiglottis is the cartilage that protects your larynx. That's a really good definition to go put down in your respiratory system, so it's right after the musculoskeletal. It's almost the same color, yellow, so it's really hard to see that little divider. But I was working on this weekend for 2023, but this little page with your person on it, right at the very beginning of the respiratory section, right there, it's a really good area to write those definitions. Anywhere around in here, anywhere around the body, super cool area to write that definition. That way you've got it for you. And then it relaxes and folds when you swallow. My epiglottis frequently lets me down, and I end up aspirating something. I don't know if it has any issue with that. I'm sure there's other things that works that, but yeah. All that stuff frequently breaks down and doesn't work for me. Which of the following statements about coding pain is accurate? So you are looking for the correct answer. I like it when it's asking me for a correct answer. I absolutely hate it when it's asking me for the wrong answer. Thank you for the follow, guys. Good to see you guys. Yep, that's in the CPT book. It's in the very beginning. It is on page 218 of the 2022 CPT book. TickTock Mom, I'm going to owe you a salary. You working hard in here today. B is the answer. I think everybody got that one right today. These answers and questions come from our exam how am I saying that? It's the businesses. So we've got several that do medical coding certification, the NHA, the MAC, and then the AAPC, and then Ahima. Several different entities, and you can buy their practice exam questions, and I purchase everything for you guys. Every little thing that they have, I purchase. Oh my gosh, so much. I go to AAPC. Let's see, we can go. Yep, AAPC just for one, and go to purchased items, and go to items. And you can see I purchase everything that anybody has of any sort of questions. I try and buy all the books and test them out for you guys. Everything known to man that is out there, I try to purchase and see how well they are, how well they're made. Whatever they are, I buy them all and see if I can find any practice exam questions worth a darn or not. And we just had a discussion in AAPC about that. I go to AMA and buy all their books on any kind of subject for you guys that has any kind of practice exam questions in it whatsoever. And then I work out the answers and then transfer those into my little Word documents. If it's out there and I can purchase it, I've done it for you guys to see if I can find anything relevant at all that's worth a darn. Do not buy these. Don't buy those. Those are worthless. Yeah, and don't buy that one either. No, do not buy those. They just change the cover each year and don't update the material. They got ICD-9 codes in those. Their questions are ICD-9 questions, and we haven't been in that in 10 years, even though it says 2023. It's ridiculous. But anyway, if it's out there, I buy it. It's my desk is covered up for you guys. Yep. Yep. I buy them all. And if I can, I also buy them. Let's see. Let me go. Let's see if I can't get that to come up. Where is it? Where is it? I think I put it under my real email address. Yep, that's it. It's right there. So if it's not there, then I can also buy it on the bookshelf, Vitasource. I buy them all here too. You should see my bookshelf here. This Ahima book is really good for you guys too. You don't get the answers to this one. Every answer to every question. You only get the answers every other one. But I like the fact that this book is separated out with every section is a beginner. Like they'll go through E&M beginner, cardiology beginner, all the way to medicine beginner. And then they'll go back and redo them E&M intermediate. And then they'll go back and do advanced coding. So it's separated into 3 different sections. You don't get answers to every question, only every other one, and the answers are not in the book. You have to download them from the Ahima website, and you only get the even answers. But I love their questions. They are difficult. They are in a lot of the same formats, but my bookshelf in this thing is just full of all kinds of people's books on coding, and I'll just take them and try to help you guys study with them as best I can. Try to get them paraphrased, adding in squirrels or rabbits or other things so that, we're not totally being bad here, but I try to paraphrase them. Here's the next anatomy question and answer. This one was a good one, but you can already see the answer. It is, the inner ear has many structures, of which is one of them, and the inner ear is the cochlea. So be sure you know which one's part of the inner ear. But to ask me where I get the questions, I buy them all. I purchase them legitimately out, all of them for you. I don't even know how much I've spent. I don't want to know, but yeah, I buy them all. What about this one? We've got a microscopic filament bathed in the nasal mucose. Oh my gosh. What are they doing? Trying to make it sound like it's romantic or something? Microscopic filament bathed in nasal mucus. That just sounds so weird. Okay. What is that called? Yep. Silica. Yep. There's a definition for all of them. Of the following, which one means cornea? I wish the thing would quit trying to spell everything. Leave me alone on all that. Drives me nuts to see auditing lines. I always think of the K reminds me of fingernails, and that's why this one was hard for me. Just totally crazy, but it is. It is the K. I know it's not the my ring. We've got the ears. OT is ears. And the Gani is angle. So is there anywhere we can buy the AAPC class notes without taking the class? Just their study guide it's better than their class. Their study guide workbook is the best thing. It's even better than their class. I don't know where mine is. This is just the cover that fell off of it, but they have a workbook that is most excellent. It's an excellent workbook. It's got practice exam questions in it. If you get the one from AAPC, a study guide, any year, mine's from 2019, it still had the same questions as the 2022 version. I don't know what the 2023 version will look like. I have it on order. I'm waiting on it to show up. But this is the best thing. It's better than their course. Which one? What stage are we? If we are at an 18 rate. And for those that have been with me, you'll know where we wrote that. We went to the lab and path section. So my suggestion is to just go to lab and path, the beginning of that section, right after the gene tables that nobody knows what to do with, that are always up in the way. And we've got this picture page right here for lab and path. We wrote all of the kidney rates right down here. If we're at stage 1, this is the answer. Stage 2, that's the answer, that kind of thing. So we could just have that, and we just put it all underneath the lab and path section, so that if we ever get any of these questions, we could just run to that page, which is page 597 in our CPT book, and answer it right there. I think the best place to put most of your notes is in the CPT book, because you're going to be in that book more than anything else. You only got 5 ICD-10 questions and 5 HitPix questions. The rest are all going to be in CPT, so it's worth updating all you can in the CPT book. I knew a lady that had tons of notes in her book. How do I get hold of those? You go purchase them. Autumn, you purchased them. You passed your exam, Casey. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let me get your picture. Whoops, wrong one. I need to go here. And not impossible, not impossible. Autumn, go to my website, medicalcodingbyjen.com. All my notes are on there. They're all in the store. Just go down to the shop. They're right there. There's the new anesthesia notes for 2023. There's the auditory. There's urinary. I even have the diagnosis code ones here. And the HitPix are all here too, so that you can get there's notes for COVID, pain, cancer, and hypertension. All ICD-10 are right there too. So tons of them. They're all there if you need them. To find a job, be aggressive. You need to, if you're applying for a job, make sure that you change your resume to mirror everything that what the application is that you are applying for. If you're on Indeed, just copy and paste whatever they said they're looking for in their job description into your resume. Use the thesauruses, right here, synonyms, and just change some of the words to mean the same thing. But put that in your, if you're a persistent and you are used to frequent changes in work status or whatever they're talking about, just add that into your resume. It should change with each application. Also, if they look up the company, if you're applying for Dr. Jones's office, call Dr. Jones's office and ask them, which EHR do y'all use? Find out. If they're saying they're using Epic, then you go change your resume to say, I know how to use Epic. If you've never seen Epic before, don't worry about it. Go to the Epic website, email their site and let them know that your doctor's office is thinking about changing to Epic and another company, and you would like to have a demo of their system. They will contact you, their sales rep, and they'll give you 30 minutes free demo of Epic. Tell you where to put the patient's name in, what all kinds of stuff it can do, blah, blah, blah. Plus, you can go to YouTube and you can search up Epic EHR and you can watch videos on how to use the system. And then you'll know more than anybody else. You need to be super creative if you want to get a job like right away out of the market. You can do this. You can do it. Just go for it. Also, go to any health fairs in your town. Join any of the Facebook groups that are in your area. And anytime somebody's having an open house, they're opening up another wing of a hospital, right now is a great time because everybody's having all these Christmas fairs and people are setting up booths. All the home health agencies are there. Take your resume and go around and introduce yourself to these people. Walk by and say, hey, how are y'all doing? I'm a coder in town. If y'all need any help with coding your home health visits, let me know. I'm around. If y'all need any help, advice, or anything, call me up and give them your resume. And keep going to all the open houses. You'll get free snacks and Kool-Aid and stuff. It's kind of cool when they open up a new wing of a hospital. All the ambulance services hire. All the open surgery centers hire. Dermatology. Amazon is hiring coders right now for their pharmacy line remotely. I even post jobs in my Discord group of where you can apply to too. So super helpful. This one is stage 4 and there's all the different ranges for you. Yep. Any of those companies that build EHRs, all you got to do is email them and let them know that you work for a doctor's group with ABC Medical Group in Phoenix, Arizona. It doesn't matter who or what you come up with. Just let them know that you work for them and you would like to have a demo because you want to give your doctors, you're in charge of narrowing down y'all's search between this or another company, and you want to see a demo of both. They don't care. That's what they get paid those sales reps to do. Super cool. Absolutely do that. Plus YouTube will have a bunch of that in there. You don't want to go in there and have a resume that doesn't say that you've never seen their EHR before or haven't seen a video on it. You can actually have a conversation with them and say, yeah, I like that part of their system, but they could work on that part of the system a little bit better, blah, blah, blah. You could, when you're interviewing, you can act like you really know something about their system, even though you don't. I mean, it'll all work out in the wash. It doesn't matter. Here's another one about what is the period of pregnancy called. And that confused me the way they were writing this, because I think of the word period in females as a totally different than time frame. I had to look at this question like crazy. They're talking about a time frame. I thought they were talking about your monthly cycle, and I'm like, what? What does that have to do with pregnancy? I totally got this all messed up question. I'm not superhuman. What are y'all talking about? I'm just a problem solver. If of anything else, I can figure out a different way to do something than anybody else has ever thought of, I guess. I don't know. I'm weird. I am very, very weird. And, if it's a job I want, I will go after it. I will make sure when I apply that they're going to look at this resume, and even if they interview me, they're going to be like, I can't go on with my life without her. She's got to be in this building helping us out. So I go find out everything I can about that business and then make myself a super user of whatever they got in their systems using. and then make it so that they want me at whatever cost. Because, of course, I'm going to also deny whatever they offer me as a job. Their first package, I've never accepted a first package. I will always come back and say, well, what about this much bonus instead of that much bonus, and then I need more vacation time. I'm going to need more sick time. I'm always asking for more stuff. Yep. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. The best kind of weird. It is called gestation. I tried to make this one out a whole lot longer because I know some people still have periods the whole time that they're pregnant, and that's a totally another disease. But I was like, what are they talking about? I totally did not get that question. All right. Everybody should know this one for our hernias. Where is the groin? I have not seen near enough of this chat, I'm sure. You check GFRs? That's awesome. Aw, thank you, Debbie. It just, I'm getting older. I'm in my 50s, and COVID played a big part in this because as a medical auditor, a lot of my audits got canceled and we couldn't meet in person. I still did my audits and turned them in, but it cut down on a lot of my workload. And that's why I decided to go on and get the CPC during the COVID, because I have a lot of people at medical conferences that I go to. I only have to go twice a year, but they're always asking me more frequently in this decade, are you a coder? Are you a coder? No, I'm a medical auditor, but I use HEDIS measures, which are CPT codes, to do my auditing. And people look at me like I'm crazy when I'm trying to explain to them what I'm doing. I don't know. It just took too long to have that conversation with humans. So I decided during COVID, I just get my CPC. Well, I didn't want to pay for a course. I didn't want to learn how to code. I don't want to be a coder. I'm not a coder. I don't want to ever be a coder or a biller. It's not fun for me. I love medical auditing. So I just wanted to take the exam and pass, just so when people at medical conferences ask me, are you a coder? I go, yeah. And that shuts that conversation down, and I don't have to have another conversation with humans explaining who I am and what I do. When I'm up on the award thing and winning awards, they're always like, well, I don't know. They're always wanting to know if I'm a CPC. No. Okay, so during COVID, I decided to get it, but I wanted to pass, and I didn't want to be a coder, and I didn't want to learn coding. So I figured out a way to take the exam the fastest and the most efficient way possible. And I passed, right? Well, I joined the AAPC Facebook group, of course, during this time, trying to figure out ways to pass the exam without taking the course. Every time somebody said they passed and somebody said, congratulations, there's always somebody that says, can you give us any tips on what was on the exam? And they do put some information in there sometimes. So I started gathering that information. Whatever tips they said, I gathered it and did whatever they said. And of course, you end up seeing so many people that don't pass. And that kind of got to me because during the COVID time, after I had already passed and I had already gathered all that information about how to pass it easier without a course, they gave away some free courses. They gave away 3 of them. The PB, the COC, and CIC. Well, I took all 3 of them because they were free, and it was during audit season, and I wasn't doing anything. And I just always wanted to see one of their courses because I wasn't going to pay for one, and I'd already passed. So when I took that course, I thought, Lord, if I had to pass the CPC exam off of that, I would have been so upset because these were like $5,000 courses they were giving away. And it was all free, and you didn't even have to pay to take the exam. It was 100% free. They haven't done that since. They figured out they wasted their opportunity on a lot of money right there. But I made a TickTock about it, how unfair I thought their course was compared to what you needed to know to pass the exam. And then that turned in to this, helping you guys out, because it was devastating to see so many people during COVID spend all their COVID money that they were getting from the government on a course that wasn't helping them pass. And they were, failing over and over again, and seeing them in that Facebook group. This is my last chance. My family's not going to let me pass. They're not going to let me pay any more money. And I've already done it this many times. We spent all of our COVID money. This is our family hopes and dreams, and they're not passing. Well, it's because the course wasn't worthy of the help that it was supposed to be given people. And that's how this turned into all of this. And now that, audits are back in place, I am busier this year than I have been in prior years. So it is worse. This one was a good question too for me now this time. That's why I've had to solicit help from TickTock Mom and Twinkle and get some help on board to help me, because I can't do it all, but I still want to continue to help. And the older I get, I'm in my 50s, besides helping my own family, it's really nice to make a difference in the world, for strangers too. I just think that's pretty cool. I might be gone tomorrow, and I have the 3 sons, but not much more of a legacy behind that, So I'll just keep on and keep on helping, and maybe y'all will remember me one of these days. Because if I can make a difference in your guys' lives and help better you guys, and that'll better your little neighborhoods and better your communities, and I don't know, just seems like a cool way to spend my retiring years, because I don't have to fight for a job anymore. I don't have to be there in the market like you guys are and struggling with the families and stuff. I won't be around forever. So this is my parting farewell on the planet. And I'm happy to be able to help all you guys. Instead of putting so much effort into the corporations that I work for and building them up as much as I used to, I can spend my free time helping you guys out and helping more individuals. So that's pretty cool. I never thought about helping. I didn't think I could. It just sort of turned out to be that way. And I never wanted to be a CPC. Isn't that funny? And I don't work as a CPC. I absolutely do not think it's a career I would like. I love auditing. I love medical auditing. I really do, because it's a treasure hunt. It's finding errors. It's making sure that patients are getting measurements or tests that they need based off guidelines, instead of denying, like being in referrals or claims. I wouldn't want to be in those departments. Ooh, we got A's and B's. Platelets. Where would low platelets be? Don't you think leukemia? I wonder, they got two L's and 2 H's. I avoided all cancer knowledge all my life. My grandmother died when I was 13. It was so traumatic. She died of breast cancer. My daddy was an only child, and he loved his mama, and she was only in her 50s. Lord, it just tore us all apart. So I avoided cancer, even in my college and clinical career. Always did. So it's ended up being one of the hemophilias. Sure did. But you think leukemia, they're so good at creating some of these questions. But that's white blood cells. Leukocytes are white blood cells. So, yeah, not platelets. Platelets are for the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin. Good question. Good question. All right. One more, and we'll quit anatomy and go on to something cool, some codes. Anatomic regions. The bodies are set up into what? What are we doing? Can be used in all the following cases except. Oh, this is a coding question. It's a really cool kind of coding question. We use body systems when we code. So when can we not use anatomical regions? CRC, I know. My CRC, I was doing CRC content, but that was after I finished updating all my notes for 2022, and then I had extra time to do CRC and COC. Now, right now, it's like, now the books are here, and I'm feverishly putting together those. And now I don't have a lot of time for you guys, but boy, I have the books for you guys and the practice questions. I just need to be cloned. I swear I need to be cloned so that I could do this, or I need to quit the job. Quit the job so that I can work full time at home for you guys. But I have the content. I just haven't had the time. I need to have the time. I've seen the one video and I love it. Oh, Jessica. I've got several people that have passed their CPC and their CRC. I have one person who did COC and CRC with me, and she passed both of them. So I'm really proud of you guys that go for multiple certificates for sure. And risk adjustment is where the money is. If you want a career and you want to make more money and move up in companies, CRC is where to go. Risk management is really cool because you want to take care of the sickest of your population. So you need to find those and get your doctors trained on how to code them better. And find your sickest patients, get them in, get them resources. So that's where a lot of medicine is going to. Finally, instead of avoiding looking for diagnoses, they want to find their sickest patients now because they cost a lot in the ER. When they get so sick, they finally end up somewhere. That's awesome, Deb. You don't need a course in CRC. All you need is the study guide for CRC from AAPC, and then the practice exam questions for that. That's all you need. And you don't even need a CRC. Technically, you can get your CPC, get on with Optum as a contract worker for 1 year. You work for them. They're hiring right now out the door. You can be an A apprentice, and they'll train you on how to be a CRC coder. You work there for a year as a contract employee for Optum, and then you can pick your job wherever you want to work after that point. And that contract job is remote from home, so can't get any better than that. I've been working from home since 2013. A lot of the times, if you get on with an employer, like at a hospital, and you work registrar's office or front desk, they'll reimburse you for all those expenses as you further your career because they know that you will stay on there and get a job as a coder. So if you can, find you a job in a hospital, work in the front desk, anything. They have lots of entry-level positions open for any layman over that can go in and work. Even with the nurses' stations, we need clerks up there that can handle and help us enter in stuff into the chart or all kinds of stuff. There's always running around to do. registrar's office. You can be a registrar, work at the register your patients in the ER. You know, the lady that grabs your insurance ID, scans it, puts it in the computer, and gathers all your insurance information. They're not medically trained or have a degree in anything. They can do that over the, you know, just having a high school or whatever kind of degree. You don't need one for that. Many front desk staff at doctor's offices that are the appointment setters are not medical assistants. Medical assistants only need to be back office where they're given shots and that kind of stuff, but the front desk staff doesn't have to be any kind of certificate where you're checking in patients and setting appointments up. And if you can get on with a group, not a private MD, but a group like a medical group that's like Kaiser Permanente or something, that has multiple offices all over your city, they will absolutely reimburse you for all that. Plus, don't forget, AAPC has grants. Please apply. You can apply monthly. Every month you can fill out a new application to get free books, free test taking, free courses, all that kind of
I
stuff.
just got the Walmart order. Did you order these for me, James?
No.
Are these for John?
No. No. They're for Gabe.
Oh!
Socks and underwear time, right?
Oh, it's for Gabe.
They're going through the Walmart order. Sorry. All right, this question is D. When the procedure has a specific body part on it, then we're not using the region. When there is a specific body part. All right. Let me go to, what else did I have up for tonight? I'm trying to remember. I had some muscles I know I wanted to go over. Yeah. Yes, CPC is the best position for working from home. That or CRC, both of them are both really good for working from home. Absolutely. She already has her CRC, so she's going for her CPC. That's awesome. Dual degrees, even better on the 17th. That's awesome. They got us again with the word. Yep. Regions to body parts. Yep. I knew it was tricky. That's why I grabbed it. All right. For this one, we're going to go straight to the codes first. We're not going to look at the question or anything else. We're just going to go look at these. And since we've got 70 and 80, right? They're super close. Let's run to those two. I'm just simply looking at them just as new numbers numerically, seeing if I see anything that is similar or anything that I can use to look for a pattern, because AAPC has a pattern, so does Ahima, of giving you 2 throwaway answers and then 2 that are super similar. And the reason that they pick the 2 similar ones is because there's a difference in those 2 codes, and they want to know if you understand the differences. So if we go to 206, what? 70 and 80? Yep. One's a mama and one's a child. We just need to know, are we superficial or are we deep? Are these buried wires, pins, and screws? And how deep are they? So we're just going to check our question from the bottom up. I'm not reading. I'm just looking to see if I see the word deep. And I do. I see deep right there. And that's all I'm going to do. And I would pick D. And I would move on with my next question. That's all I would do if I was taking this exam question. You don't need to read who they are, what's going on. The rest of it is all propaganda. It's it's just looking up the differences in the codes and then putting those one-word differences underneath those CPT codes. So 70 has superficial, or I put sub-Q actually is what I put. Probably wrong, but sub-Q is what I wrote. And then I wrote deep underneath 80. And that's the only 2 words. And I just do a word search and match. And that's it. And move on. That's awesome, Jessica. You can do it. I had, y'all remember Jolie? She gave out free tutoring to people. She just recently passed her CRC. She was in our group and online all the time. And then one other lady, another Debbie, she just passed the COC and the CRC. Super fun, super fun. All right. Come on, focus, focus, focus. There we go. All right. We've got 2 that are 52. Where's my, there we go. 2 that are end in 52. And then I have 2 that end in 53. That's all I'm going to worry about for right now is I'm going to go look up those 2 codes and see what my difference is. So 205, 205, 52, and 53. All it is differences in muscles. Underneath my 52, I have 1 to 2 muscles. Under 53, I have 3 or more muscles. So we just need to see how many muscles did we do. So we're just looking for muscles. I don't care about bilateral. How many muscles did we do? Yeah, I don't care about points. I'm not caring about points. How many muscles? We did the greater Brutus muscle. She also has that muscle. How many muscles? And then, yep, that's that same one. Right there, got that one. I don't care about how many trigger points at all. She got 3 places on the left side in the lumbar, whatever muscle, that muscle, bilaterally. We're already talking about this one and that one. 4 places on her lumbar. We've got lots of muscles. Definitely not just 1 or 2. So we're definitely going to keep our 53s, right? So we're going to get rid of the 2s. Then all we need to know, do we times it by 11 or do we add the 206 up at the top? They want to know, do we know if we're supposed to add the 206 10 to this one or not? Or if we times our 53. It does not say the word each. If you are going to times, not always, there are some codes, like, for example, the very last 2 CPT codes in the medicine section in the back of the book. It's really kind of interesting how almost the last 2 codes, but these home health ones back here, these do not have, this one doesn't have each in it. It just has per visit, but it doesn't have the word each, but we can times that one. A lot of times they all say each. If it says each, then those are the ones that we can time. But the ones that we just did, it does not say each. And we don't have any do nots that say we can't use the 20610. Yep, and that is used for the medicine. Yep. So knowing that we don't times this code will help you out, even if you don't know if you need to use this code or not. We've already eliminated the 2s. We absolutely know for a fact we've got more muscles here than just 1 or 2. And because we know that this one doesn't do each and we would not times it, we know automatically without even looking up our 206, don't waste your time during the exam, that B is going to be your answer and move on. You don't need to see whatever that code is to verify it's already the correct answer if you've done it step by step like this and made sure that you absolutely know the answer is going to be B no matter what. Save yourself some time. Don't stress looking up every single answer. But yeah, they're going to use it because of the injection being bilaterally. Yep. These boogers are a pain. Let me tell you, in medicine, musculoskeletal, I mean, in the back of the book, the knees, the meniscus repairs, because the only difference is the word and or. And they always ask these, always on the CPC exam. These meniscus repairs of the knee will always be there. And then the only difference is and. Are we doing medial and lateral, or are we doing just one side? Another thing that is different is you can go into the body laterally with the camera, because these are all scopes, right? So just because you see the word lateral in the question when you're doing a word search doesn't mean they did the repair on the lateral side. So you have to be careful. What you're going to match with is the word menectomy. Look and see what's written right before that word. Nowhere else in the question. Just hunt for the word menectomy. When you see these numbers, the 880, the 881, the 882, we do have 2 with the same answer. You guys know that AAPC, usually this is probably going to be the answer because they do this on purpose. They have the same answer written down twice. The difference is just going to be these 2 codes, and they want to know if we know the difference. But I want y'all to be able to pick out the differences between the 80 and the 81 and the 82 on your own independently because of looking at the question. So if we just look at this question and see if we see the menectomy, you see the word right there? We can use the word that's right in front of it, which is medial. So they only went in on one side. So that's our or. So we do know that it is the 81. So we can get rid of. You might see lateral written in somewhere else, but that's where they did the holes, or they did something by going into the body laterally. That has nothing to do with what they repaired in the menectomy. So be careful when they put things in different places. This doesn't mean that this was both. Anyway, very challenging area right there. They should call these surgeries medial and something else besides lateral. They need to come up with another name. That way they could say they came into the body on the lateral side. Anyway, this one, all we need to do is go look at our 79 and our 85. Our 79 is our arthroplasty, and our 85 is grafting. So if we did a graft, it's here. If we did not do a graft, it's going to be the 79. And right here, all they did was the picking and the drilling. We don't see any grafts put in, so that gets rid of your D, and you know your answer will be B. So underneath the 85, be sure and put down your one-word difference is graft. Under the 79, I put picking because it's not in the CPT code descriptor. I put that word down underneath the 79 code. Make that helpful. Yeah, maybe they could just look right and left. I don't know. It's crazy. But yes, B is our answer. I got another one, but this one's a long one. It's one of those cases. So we've got 2 that are 80 and 2 that are 81. Don't look past none of this. During your exam, take you a white index card that's blank or something and just cover up all that mess that comes out behind it, because it's just going to confuse you and stress you out. Just take this exam one CPT code at a time. Eliminate, get it down to a 50-50, then you can look at the other crap. Help you out a whole lot. So we just need to know our differences, which is the and or the or. So we're only going to look up the word menectomy and look right before it and see if they did it, one or the other. So this one, what are we doing? We're doing a menectomy, and it's just the medial side. So it's still only going to be our 81s. So we can get rid of the 80s. And then our differences is just the diagnosis right there, which is our M23, a 2-1 or a 2-2-1. And that's it. It's the only thing you got to worry about, but we got to go look in a different book. M23. Stop off at your M23 all by itself. Before you do anything else, make sure there is no do nots, do's, what your exclusions are. You always want to stop off at the third 3 digits, no matter what you're doing, just to make sure there isn't anything here that says you got to code something else. This is where all your alerts will be before you go down to the 221 or the 211. Anyway, just a suggestion. Get in the habit of doing that. Checking this out. Meniscus or whatever, it's not, none of that's listed there. Then we'll go to, what am I doing? 2, 3, 2, 2. Oh, they're over there on the other page, of course. Oh. We've got them right there. There's our 2-1, and this is posterior. This one is anterior. That's your differences, which I should have written underneath these, but I have a thing written here. So this one should say anterior. This one should say posterior. Then we just got to check our question for the word anterior or posterior. And that's probably not going to be up here in the beginning. It'll probably be down here in the bottom of the question somewhere. Yep, that was the ICD-10 book. Lateral, lateral, lateral. There it is. Posterior horn flap. Right there. So we know we're posterior, which was the, which one? 2-2-1, was it? Yep, 2-2-1. So we know it's the one with the 2-2. 2-2. So that's C. C is our answer. Looking it up, just clearing the first difference and then the second difference, a whole lot easier than reading all that case about who and what is going on and then getting confused about all these laterals. I mean, lateral is written out I don't know how many times, and they're trying to confuse you and make you pick whether it's or both. But all you got to do is remember to go to the menectomy. Whenever you see that, look right in front of it, and that tells you what you did. And don't pick partial. I've seen questions where it says we did a partial medial menectomy, and then we did a partial lateral menectomy. Well, that's both, and it's a complete, and it's not partial. Don't ever look for the word partial. And consider that telling you it's only one side, because that's just propaganda. That's all that is. Anyway, there's your answer. Modifier 54, 52, 53, 59. In your CPT book, the cover of your CPT book, very first page, you've got a short, small list of some modifiers. Now, every single modifier is not in the CPT book. Every single modifier is in your HipPix book, which is a whole nother conversation, but this right here is, all these happen to be here in this short little version right there. So we got reduced services, discontinued services. 54 is surgical care only, and then 59 is distinct different procedures. So what's going on here? Procedure was terminated. What happens when a patient goes into respiratory distress and we terminate? Which modifier would we be using? Thanks for joining TickTock, Mom. It's just Walmart telling me my order's here. Everybody thinks it's C, which is 53, and you are correct. Good job. Easy peasy. Here's another menectomy. Oh, Lord. So we've got the difference between the 80s again. Now, we do have two with the same answer, so it's probably a difference between A and C, but I want y'all to be able to pick it out. So let's go look and see what kind of menectomy we did. We did menectomy, but it does not have the word in front of it or around it. It has it 4 or 5 words afterwards. It says medial. And then look again. It says again, oops, I gotta bring it up so you can see it. It says, look, another menectomy, and then it says lateral. So those key words, see how it says partial and you'd think you were only doing a partial? This is that question that does both. This is a complete, so it's definitely your 80. So we're going to get rid of those. Now we just need to know, do we add the 75 or not? Our 75, oh, I'm totally not there anymore. Go to those questions. Get back to those. I was still on modifiers. Our 75 is nerves. The S, Synvisc, is nerves. Did we do that? We did do that. It's right there. So we do get to bill it. And it's a totally different, distinct procedure, separate from the menectomies. That's why they added the 59. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We did do it, so we do get to bill it. So A is our answer. See how the synvectomy is up here? We do get to do it because it's not included in the 80. 80 does not have that in it. Nerves, dealing with nerves, or something totally different. Good Lord, how many of these do I have? All right, here's another one. I'm not going to tell y'all nothing. Y'all are going to figure it out on your own. What 2 possible answers would it be? What would you break it down to? Which 2 answers are you keeping just off the numbers? Yes, go-kart. That was a complete. Even though it said it did 2 partials. So funny. Yeah, we're going to keep C and D. Perfect. Now, I'm not going to highlight nothing in the question. You guys got to go find it yourself. And then we've got a difference in the answers is only just the diagnoses. That's all you have to worry about. So go to your diagnosis code, stop at S83, check to see if there's anything that's going to guide you before you go down to your individual ones. And you tell me which answer is it. Some Penelope thinks it is C. Are you sure? Let's see. S83. S83. I don't remember. S83. I guess I should go look it up. S83. 83. Where am I at? 83. Dislocation codes. Any associated open wounds with it. All right. And then our 125 is posterior, and our 145 is proximal end. Lateral dislocation, proximal end. They're both, okay, one's lateral and one's posterior. Yeah. What was the fracture? We did proximal end. Proximal end. Yeah, everything says proximal. Both the CPT or ICD-10 codes are both proximal, but one's lateral and one's posteriorly. This is a lateral dislocation. So yeah, it's going to be D. Tricky, because both of the diagnosis codes are both proximal, but one's lateral and one is, oh my God, what's the other word? Always forget it. Posterior. Yeah. Yep, the dislocation part of it. That's why it's D. You got it, Penelope? Super tricky. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Got it, Queen? Good job, lady. Oh, she was saying she was looking at that code. Good job. Good job, good job, good job. All right, that's all of the 2000s I had. Let's see, what else do I have? We're getting close to time. Do you want to do lab and path or diagnosis codes? Lab or path or diagnosis codes? What do you think? Thank you, Penelope. Either or, either or, either or. Just get going, just get going. All right, all right. My favorite codes in lab and path. Not really. It's just these codes are fun, and you will be asked them on the exam. Guaranteed, you will not get out of an exam without being quizzed on these. So 88, 3, 04, 05, 07, 09. These are ones, when you do see them, you cannot do like the process of elimination, really, because we have to do word searches in the CPT code descriptors to figure out what the answer is. So the 04s are easier things. They're like gallbladders, arteries, plaque, skin things like cyst or debridement. If you're doing the 05s, it's getting a little bit more difficult. These are like nodes, lymph nodes, biopsies, things like that. If you're doing the 07, you're doing your craniotomies, your tumors, not cancer, but tumors or resections. If you're doing cancer and resections, that is your 309s. I'll show you how you can tell the difference. So like if you go to your small intestines right there in the 88309, your small intestines, it does a resection for tumor, which means cancer. If you look at your same thing, small intestines under your 07, it says small intestines resection other than tumor. That means it's not cancer. So if there's no OMA and it's just a tumor, then you're under the 07. But if it's an OMA that you find, carcinoma, whatever, it's the 09. Craniotomies are always the 07. Gallbladders are always the 04s. Stuff like that. So we have 2 items, it looks like. So one key thing when I think about this is, just like an integumentary, if I had like 2 punch biopsies and 1 excision of a 3 centimeter cyst, I'm going to code the cyst first because it's bigger and more difficult to get to than just the punch biopsies. Same thing here in Lab and Path. We have 2 items. So the first thing I'm going to think about is, what are the sizes, or what are the items that I'm going to look at under the microscope? And whatever they are, I need to sort them into the biggest or most difficult thing to get to, like in the brain first, and then I'll do my smaller item next. And that's going to help me sort these out. It looks like they're all in the proper order because the 7 is a bigger number than the 5, but that's going to help me sort out whatever I've got. So let's see. Just looking at the numbers, I've got a 1.5 and then I have an 8.5, so I know this is going to be coded first, and I know whatever this is going to be coded second. So easy. So what is our second specimen? It's an ulceration of crappy material. Okay, unhelpful. What's our first item? Our first item was 1.5 arterial plaque. I know where that is. Where is arterial plaque? Can y'all do a word search through the 04, 05, 07, and 09? Where does arterial plaque show up at? Because I don't think this crappy material is listed. But remember, this is going to be your number 2 item that you're going to code. So anointed, you might be correct in your 04, but it's going to have to be our second code. Yes, 304 has our arterial plaque in it. Since we know this is our first specimen and it's the tiniest because it's 1.5, this big dog of a specimen, which is 8.5, is going to be our first code. So we know 04 has to be our second code, so we know that B is our only answer that could be correct here. Yep. Super tricky, these, but if you keep it plain and simple, just sort them in their biggest sizes and then do a word search and just keep them in their correct order, you'll be just fine. Let's see about this one. Oh Lord, we got codes everywhere. We got 2 in the 801 area, and they're super close. Let's go to those real quick. 801. 801. And they're all out of sequence. So good luck finding them. Hopefully you have fixed all your out of code sequencing codes so that you can find them. Or the other codes have pushed them out of the way because they're all up in the way, which is fun. We got the Joxon, right? Total or free. We need to know our differences between those. Did we do a digoxin level? Let's look it up and see. What did they ask us to do? They asked us to do digoxin, and they did ask us to do the total. That's all you got to look for. Scroll these questions from the bottom, look for that word digoxin, see if they wanted something that was total or free. Super easy. Yep. Then you need to pick out whether it's total or free. B is your answer. All day long. Skip that one. And, oh Lord. Let me erase my marks. I've already got this one written all up. Get rid of that and get rid of that and that. We'll go back to our favorite little codes, our 88s. Again, let's try another one. And then we'll do one diagnosis one and end for tonight. I'll do another live on Wednesday, 6:30 Arizona time zone. I'll post this one up on live for free. I did some free tutoring Sunday for a small group of people, and I posted that up on YouTube for the subscribers to be able to watch the replay. It's questions on cardiology, integumentary, E&M, and lab and path. And it's just me chilling with people like PJ and who else was there? Chrissy was there, and I invited Go-Kart, but she missed it. But you can still go see it. It's on the YouTube channel if you're one of the subscribers for the $4.99 or whatever it is. And you can watch that replay. Lots of questions were on there. What else? Okay. Again, we got to make sure that our biggest number is in the front. We've got a lot of 07s and 09s. And then we've got the 05. So let's go see what they removed. Let me go skip over to YouTube. Yep, it's there. It's 3 hours long, so I'm sorry. But it's question after question. There's no talk, no visiting. But it's 3 hours, tons of questions. I just let the girls work them out themselves, just like I do in regular tutoring. And, yep. All right, let's figure out what we did. What did we do? Our squirrel had what? We got biopsies of several lymph nodes, and we did a removal of a lung. Holy crap, that's a big old thing to have done. Where is removal of lung? Is that a 9 or a 7 when they remove an entire lung? Lung, if we look under 7, says wedge, biopsy. If we look under the 09, we got lung. We do have partial total lobe segment, so we know we're going to start out with the 09, right? So we can get rid of C, which we probably knew we could anyway. We did a removal of a lung. We wouldn't ×2 that, would we? Right? Why do they have the two of them have ×2? We don't cut up the lung. Now they did lymph node biopsies, but lymph node biopsies, is that in the 07s? Go to lymph. Yep. We got resection in 07, or is it in 05? 05 has lymph node biopsies in it. Nope. Yep, 05 does. 05 does, has lymph node biopsies. So we know it's going to be the one with the 05 is the second code. Plus, we wouldn't ×2 this one because they don't have 2 lungs in 2 separate dishes. Now, if they did, the patient would be dead, and I don't know why we're doing pathology on them anyway. But you can times these codes, but they have to be 2 uniquely identifiable objects, where like these 2 biopsies of the lymph nodes, they probably put them both in the same dish, and then that's cool. We'll code them together. But if they put 1 lung in one dish and 1 lung in another dish, then we can ×2 it. But for this particular one, we removed 1 lung, and we would not ×2 that. So we could get rid of those 2, and we know by default that our answer is B on this one. But also, if you wanted to confirm, lymph node biopsies are under 05. A squirrel. Poor squirrel. Hopefully the squirrel is feeling better. All right, let me bring up a diagnosis one. We'll do it, and then we'll be done. All right, we've got A's, R's, or T's. A's are what? Blood disorders. We got our sepsis, that kind of thing. R's are symptoms, and then our T's are external causes. Something happened to the patient that's going to drive them into an injury or something that happened that drives them into the T's, right? So we just need to know our guidelines on those. So a patient is already diagnosed with sepsis with acute organ failure. What is the appropriate code for the subcategory? Now, I've got some notes on sepsis for this, and sepsis is a tricky bear. Sepsis for sure is a tricky bear. And I can't remember because there's so many freaky guidelines with this one. But sepsis has guidelines. We're supposed to code first. Heat stroke or injury or trauma, of course, with these. Seeing if any of my notes helped me at all explain this, because, Lord. I went to the diagnosis codes. That was unhelpful. Let me go to my notes. All right. When they're talking about what is the appropriate code for the subcategory, I don't think they're talking about the main category. They said subcategory. So if we have organ dysfunction, not failure. If it's organ failure, sepsis without organ failure, it's one diagnosis. If it's severe sepsis, it's at least two. And R65 is never first, but subcategory. That's your key word, and I think that means your second diagnosis code for your day. We have sepsis with organ dysfunction with non-infection. Where is my organ dysfunction? 1. Organ failure. Organ failure. Sorry. I'm sitting here looking at my notes. I got sepsis with organ failure. R is my second code. And I'm thinking that that R being second is the subcategory, is what they're wanting to know. Because our main category, of course, is going to be our A41.9, right? And then our second diagnosis is going to be our B. Our correct answer is B. It says when sepsis and organ failure dysfunction should never be coded as severe. Any code, oh, my phone's about to die. Huh? Sorry, it got dark on you guys. Because of the, yeah, there we go. Needs to be coded first, and sepsis is the subcategory. Yeah, it was just the sub word. I figured that's the second diagnosis. They were tricking you. Not the first category code. What is your second category code? Oh. Good question about the YouTube channel. I don't know what you guys see on your end, so I am at a loss too about some of this. So you go to my channel and you know you can subscribe, which is free, right? But then there's a paid subscription. I don't know. I don't know how to figure that out. Because I guess I would have to go to somebody else's YouTube channel, right? And see what y'all see. Because I don't know what you guys see. Who's somebody I can go to? Let me see. I wonder if Ranty Randy's on here. Y'all know if I can't get you in to tutoring, Ranty Randy might be able to. I don't know if he's on YouTube or if he's under something else. Oh my gosh, I need to go to his, let me go to his TikTok. Where is he at? Let's see. There's TikTok. TikTok. Don't start talking. Don't start talking. Stop. I don't want to see a TikTok. I want you to stop. Sorry. Okay, none of that's going to be helpful for right now. I don't know what you guys see on your end, so I don't know how to tell you that. Does anybody know how to help her? Because I don't know what you guys see. I know I can go here and see my members, and that's helpful, but, you know, and then I can add them in based off into my cookie jar because I got however many in their name down. But I don't know how you guys, what you guys see. Now I used to have here it is, had invite to join is right there. So how do okay, I copied that. If you're in my Discord group, I can post this in our main chat room right here. And that is in my main chat room, and then that will take you to that page. What does that do when it comes up? What does it say? Join this channel to access its membership perks. Exclusive videos is really what you get, the main thing, for sure. And plus, y'all can message me here. Tell me you want me to create a certain video for you, and I'll create a video for you. But But all that free tutoring, that 3 hours I did yesterday, it's up right there. And all the book prep, y'all get to watch it for live if you want to. And then I have all the workshops. I have 12 of the workshops for right now. These E&M ones are super cool. They're from a long time ago, 8 months ago, but they're super good. Lots of E&M questions. The cardiology workshop, they're all my older ones. I keep my new ones that I do, in the last 4 or 5 months, still under the, if you purchased it, you get to do the replay, and those are on Zoom. But once they get a little bit older, I'll post them all here. But yeah, y'all got tons of videos over here for you guys. But I don't know what y'all see, but I posted the link there. Hopefully y'all can get it shared amongst yourselves. It is on the Discord group right now, and that'll help for sure. But it's only $4.99 a month. It's just a month. It's a whole month. You get access to all those videos for the whole month. Yeah. I think TickTock keeps half, and I get $2 a month. So it's not a lot, but every little bit helps. And then I just throw it back into you guys and give away the free notes and stuff. And free tutoring. Like, that helped pay for my 3 hours of free tutoring I did for these guys Sunday. So, yeah. Anyway, the workshops I'm doing a workshop this Sunday, and it's just $10 if you want to do the workshop. And it's going to be E&M. We're going to be doing 75 E&M questions. I have not done an E&M workshop since I did those 2 back in February of this year. So I'm just doing another E&M one, and it's going to be 75 questions. And yes, if you want to see it, it's $10, and then you get free access to the replays, even if you purchase it and you can't attend. But it's this Sunday at 2 p.m. Arizona time zone. If you want to book, just come to my website and click on the tab that says Tutoring and Workshops, and you'll get these 2 options. And just click on the Book Now for the $10 one. And this just helps me because I'm not with my kids, and I'm prep you guys 75 questions. Just click on the date that's got the dot and click on the time, and then you'll be able to hit book, and you'll be able to fill in whatever card number you have, and that's it. Just please be sure I have a valid email address in here, because if you put an email address in here that is not valid, then you're not going to get your log on and password for the Zoom, and then you won't get the password for the replay, because this is how I contact you. I got 75 people that purchased it so far or were given it free, because some of those people were given it free, but because of somebody bought 5 of them for you guys. But it's hard to individually email out everybody everything. So just be sure you have a valid email address right there that you spelled out correctly, that really will reach you, and you will check, please. Anything else? I don't spam you or send you a ton of stuff. I'm not going to sell your information over the internet. I'm just some individual just trying to help you, and I promise I don't keep track of all this stuff. I just here to try to help you guys. So just pick the tab that says Tutoring Workshops, and my workshops are just $10. Everybody else in the industry, they are a lot more expensive, let me tell you. I mean, they charge hundreds of dollars for those workshops. It's crazy. But I figure $5 an hour, and then I give you 1 hour for free. So it's 3 hours long, 1 hour's free, and the other 2 hours are $5. So that's just what's in my head. And I make sure my boys are gone and they're not interrupting, and I don't do a lot of visiting or conversations. We go straight into 75 questions, because if you do 75 questions in 3 hours, that's the same pace that you need to have for the CPC exam. So you'll know how fast you got to go with these questions. So I think it's kind of helpful. Anyway, guys, I am going to get off here. I will see you guys on Wednesday. I hope this has been helpful. Thanks so much to Twinkle and TickTock Mom for helping me out with answering all the questions. I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you for the 13,000 likes and meeting our goal for our TickTock kitty cat paws. That's great of you guys. Subscribers for the TickTock do get their name entered in for free contest winning stuff extra, just like the YouTube subscribers do. And TikTokers that do subscribe get to message me and on TikTok and ask me to make them their own TikTok. So y'all utilize that if you want it. And it's all TikTok Mom today. She was helping out a bunch, wasn't she? Yep. No, you guys are giving me so much joy here. The twilight years. It's helpful to give me some purpose. Am I still doing a live? Here comes my kids. They're walking in here, bugging me again. What do you want, Jaybird?
I haven't seen Magpie in like days.
Magpie's hiding right underneath my bed in the poof. Other side. She's in the poof. See the poof?
No.
Yeah, there's a poof over there. Okay, well, I'm going to go hang out with my kids. He's down there on the ground looking for a cat. Chloe's in there. Yeah, Magpie's been in there too. Sammy's, or no, that's Lester. Lester. There he is.
So cute.
He's so cute. Yeah. All right, guys. I will see y'all on Wednesday. Good night.